Peter Aylott, you're the Director of Policy at the UK Chamber of Shipping. Why are regulations and market measures so important to help shipping transition into a decarbonised future?
So there's two parts to this really. The first one being that ships and their owners need to have a reason to change. Because clearly if they don't, we're going to see a difference within the industry of some owners moving very quickly towards that piece and others perhaps less quickly. So the Chamber of Shipping, representing these owners, wants to see a playing field where everyone is encouraged to move in that direction. Some of that's going to be a carrot, some of that will be a stick. The carrot really comes in slightly later, the stick comes first, and that's the regulatory piece. And then the second piece, which is the market-based measure, which is looking at financial playing fields to try and make it level, to encourage green finance, to encourage the investment within ships that are going to be modern and not going to emit greenhouse gases. The most positive thing in shipping at the moment is the collaboration that's going on at every level to try and put people together to work together, whether that be engine manufacturers, energy suppliers and ship owners, so that we can really accelerate this process.
So the IMO has set targets in place. Are we currently on track to actually meet any of those targets?
I'm very confident we will achieve or probably surpass the targets that have been set by the IMO. But at this stage, there is a degree of uncertainty because all the solutions, technological solutions, aren't there. And that's really the challenge at the moment.
So what then specifically is UK shipping lobbying for when it comes to regulation?
First and foremost, we want an international playing field because all our members predominantly work in an international place. So we want to see that level playing field where competition is fair across the piece and where certain organisations don't get ahead of others. So I think that's the first point. The second point is we want that to be standardised. We want to see the reporting systems to be straightforward and relatively easy for our owners and members to be able to make happen. And then I think the next point is we want to see the targets regularly checked, regularly reviewed, and views taken on whether the performances are adequate or whether they need to be accelerated.
According to a recent survey from Standard Chartered, most of the global private sector seems to be supporting some sort of carbon levy. Where does UK Chamber of Shipping stand on that?
Well, we're working very close to the International Chamber of Shipping that's going to make a proposal for an international carbon levy. The issue with levies is not so much what they do, which is essentially to make the cost of fossil fuels similar and not much cheaper than new fuels. But the real issue is where that money goes. And we want to see that money return to the industry for research and development to accelerate that technology process so that we can become even better at what we do in steaming our ships around the world in a carbon zero way.
And tax breaks, where do they come into the picture?
Yes, I'm very keen to see, and the Chamber is very keen to see a spectrum of measures. So we don't necessarily just want to see an international levy. Emissions trading schemes will be there, and they'll generate allowances that are tradable. That will generate opportunity, and it will also generate a market, which is also critical in ensuring that we can move forward in this area. But I think it's also fair to say that taxes do give an opportunity to accelerate that in the sense of encouraging early adopters. And so we would want to see that too.
So paint a best case scenario for me. Where could decarbonisation lead shipping?
We can build ships in less than 2 years that are fueled by ammonia, fueled by hydrogen, battery powered. We already have some of those, but we can scale that up, and we can scale that up quite quickly. The real issue and the real thing we need to see is the right facilities around the world to support those ships in terms of fuels. So we've got a cross-government international challenge here, which is that if shipping is going to operate and deliver that levelling up agenda to the developed world and to everyone there is that wants to get these goods, the governments have got to support that by being ahead of the game and making interventions to ensure that the right support facilities are in place.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.